I'm going to paint a bathroom, and the tools I require for this job are sander, paint, buckets, paintbrushes, my roller, my drop sheet. I've got a clean cloth to wipe down the walls and some safety equipment as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is finish sanding the ceiling coats off the plaster. So I've put my drop sheet down, now I'm ready to start with some work. So it's important to cover all your fittings in the bathroom to protect them from paint splatter and any damage. So I'm just about to start sanding my ceiling and walls. I've got a 150 grit sandpaper and I'm using a sanding pad to get a nice even finish. Wipe it all down with this cloth to get all the dust off. So my next step is to mask up the tiles so that I'm not getting paint all over my new tiles. So I've finished all the masking, so I'm going to start with my sealer undercoat. So I've got a 4-in-1 sealer primer undercoat and blocking primer to use, and I'm going to start by cutting in all the edges. So I've got a cutting in brush, and that's a cut on an angle, and that's really good for cutting in and not getting the paint where you don't want it to be. So I've given my paint a good stir, and now I'm going to tip some in a bucket so that I can handle it while I get up the ladder. And a good tip is don't stick the whole brush right in the paint, because otherwise we'll get too much on there. So I've finished cutting in all the undercoat, so now I'm ready to start painting the ceiling with the undercoat. So I'll just load up the roller so I can get a good coverage. So a little tip is when you're rolling the ceiling to keep the roller facing this edge where you've cut in so you don't damage the walls with the edge of the metal. So I've finished the ceiling and now I'm going to undercoat the wall, so I'll get going on that. So you could wear a face mask if you weren't in a well ventilated area. It's quite ventilated in here, so I'm fine with just the goggles. So I finished the undercoat and I'll let that dry and come back and do the top coats. Okay, now my undercoat's dry, I'm ready to start with the top coat for the ceiling, and I've got a ceiling matte finish, and I'm going to start with one coat and cut in. So I've cut in the top coat and I'm going to start and roll on the top coat now. And I'm just going to let that dry, and I'm going to come back and do a second coat. So I've finished the second coat on the ceiling, and now I'm going to start on the wall coats, and I'm just going to wash all my tools because I've got a different colour for the walls. So my ceilings have dried, so I've taped them up ready to paint. So I'm starting on the first coat of my wall colour, which is a bathroom semi-gloss. So I'm just cutting in the edges and then I'm going to roll the walls. I haven't taped the bottom because the skirting board's not on yet, and we're going to add that later. So it's making it a lot easier for me to paint. So I've finished the cutting in for the first coat of my wall paint, and I'm going to put the paint in the roller tray and roller on the first coat. Remember to keep loading up your roller so that the paint doesn't get too dry on the wall to get a good coverage. And once you've finished the strokes, just lightly go over to get a smooth finish. So when you're choosing a bathroom paint, make sure you choose one that's suitable for bathroom and kitchens, as it has all the mould additives in it. So I've just finished the first coat and I'm just waiting for that to dry, and I'm going to come back and do a second coat, which it will definitely need for this dark colour. And then I'll be able to remove all the masking tape and clean up, and I'm all done. There you have it. That's how you paint your bathroom.